Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. Today is the new year, the first day of 2022. So I wanted to bring something to you that was going to put a little bit in here, a lot in here, and make us maybe laugh a little. You with me? I figure we would board the B.O.R.E.D bus, get on the B.O.R.E.D train, and get on a roll with something that I learned about when my daughter was in preschool, that now that she's older, I'm learning more and more about every single day. The first book is Dear Celiac, and this is written by Kristen Adam, illustrated by Tiffany Van Zerzorn. The second book is Willie, Villie meets Casey Kramps in Spurville, a book about celiac disease by Elena Torcello, illustrated by Eileen Rothstein. The third one is Celia's Coeliac story. And this one is written and illustrated by Christiana Bozic. And the last one is Eating Gluten-free with Emily, a story for children with celiac disease, written by Bonnie J. Korzak, illustrated by Richard S. Chillar. So these are 4 books, boys and girls, that are about celiac disease and gluten. So I thought it only natural that I would bring some glue to you, so this way it would be easy to remember whenever you think about gluten and celiac disease. Things that make you go, Miss Reynolds and her silly ideas. Anything to make you think, I'm on board. B.O.R.E.D, B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. Let's go. Dear Celiac, I had never heard of celiac disease before, ever. As a matter of fact, up until a few years ago, I thought having a stomachache every time I ate was normal. Then the pains in my stomach got worse, and this crazy roller coaster went into motion. From what I learned, I can't get off of this wild ride. So I decided there was some things I wanted to share with you, since it seems we are on this adventure together forever. One of the worst parts of having celiac disease is how many blood tests I have to take. I don't know about anyone else, but I get really nervous and it feels like the needle is stuck in my arm, even when it has been over for hours. The nurses and my mom always feel bad when they make me cry. I know they don't do it on purpose. It just comes with the territory. I get popsicles and other treats to make me feel better. Maybe having my blood taken isn't so bad after all. Another part that really stinks is having a biopsy done to make sure that the blood test was right. Do you know what a biopsy is? I didn't until my parents explained it to me. Ouch. Basically, the doctor put me to sleep, then put a camera into my mouth to take a bunch of pictures. After that, the doctor took little parts of my esophagus, stomach, and small intestines to take a better look under a microscope. On the day of my procedure, I was super nervous. Luckily, my parents were there to keep me calm. After I woke up from having the biopsy done, I felt miserable and just wanted to go home. Once I got there, I was greeted with balloons, flowers, gift baskets, and tons of ice cream. I didn't mind all of the attention. That was great. Once all of the test results were in, everything I ate had to change. I didn't like that everyone else was able to eat normal food and I couldn't. I really miss freshly baked bread loaded with butter, brick oven pizza, cake from a regular bakery, and stuffed shells. Yum. It was really hard having to change most of the foods I ate. However, after trying a ton of different brands and recipes, I can still eat my favorite foods. They may taste a little different, but they are still delicious. Luckily, there are places that have some amazing gluten-free bread, donuts, cupcakes, cookies, coffee cakes, pies, and more. The best part is getting to try all of these mouth-watering treats. Most kids my age were much bigger than I was. Celiac made me look so tiny compared to my friends. I wasn't growing a lot or gaining much weight. Even my hair and skin didn't look very healthy. I just looked really sick all the time. It took a while, but eventually I caught up to all my friends. I'm not the shortest girl in my group anymore. I'm growing. I really don't like asking about gluten-free options at every restaurant I go to. Some servers have no idea what I'm talking about, and other servers get annoyed. It would be great if restaurants didn't offer gluten-free options unless it was 100% safe for people with celiac disease to eat. Otherwise, I get my hopes up only to be miserably disappointed. Although some gluten-free restaurants already exist, someday I would love to have my own restaurant that only serves gluten-free food. I hear they are designed gluten-free restaurants all over the world, but most of them are not very kid-friendly. I just want some chicken tenders and fries without getting sick. Is that too much to ask for? Most of my family and friends understand my disease, but it takes a lot of explaining. Sometimes meeting new people can make me anxious because I have to explain celiac disease again and again. Getting asked all the time why my food looks different can hurt my feelings. I have learned to not let it bother me as much as it did in the beginning. It's a good thing the food I get at lunch is delicious. My friends say my food looks better than theirs. I would have to agree. My gluten-free foods does look better than their mystery meat. On Halloween, my parents and I have to do a ton of research just so I can eat a piece of candy. You never know when the ingredients will change, so we have to check everything, every single item in my bag. That can get on my nerves. I am so glad that most of my favorite candies and chocolate bars are gluten-free, but I have to make sure they are the right shape and size. Sometimes these types of candy bars can contain gluten. When I hang out with friends, go on sleepovers, or attend birthday parties, I have to bring my own gluten-free food. Most of the time, I don't mind. I know that I get to eat what I like. There have been a few times where I wished I could just eat what everyone else was having so the other kids would stop staring at me. I was so lucky that my family and close friends totally have my back when it comes to making gluten-free food for me. It is really nice when we have a party and there are a lot of gluten-free options for me. The best part is watching everyone eating my food. My mom and grandmas have learned how to make my favorite foods gluten-free. They are the best. It really stinks when you eat something that is not 100% gluten-free and you get a really bad stomachache, headache, or skin rash. Even a tiny little crumb can make me sick for days. At least I can get some good quality alone time to catch up on some sleep while working through the pain and the discomfort. The sun will still be shining when I feel better. Oh. One time at school, our class did a bread experiment. I couldn't participate, of course. A kid wasn't paying attention and placed the bread on my desk. My friends had to take the bread off my desk for me since I couldn't and wouldn't touch it. Seriously, people, pay attention. I was so glad my friends were there to help me out. I have to understand that sometimes people just don't get it, especially kids. At times like this, I get really frustrated and annoyed. I have to remind myself to stay calm and surround myself with people that support me no matter what. The hospital I go to offers some amazing events for their gluten-free patients. They have a picnic and special Halloween party that only serves gluten-free food and treats. The hospital also offers a free celiac screening for family members to get tested. How cool is that? Although having celiac disease isn't my favorite thing in the world, I am pretty lucky that it isn't something worse. When I am feeling down or sad, I remind myself to fix my ponytail and keep moving forward. See you at the next meal. Love, Kristen. The end of Dear Celiac. Eating gluten-free with Emily. Hello, my name is Emily. I like to jump rope, pick flowers, and paint. I have a dog named Max. My mom says I am special. She tells me that oodles of things added all together make me so special. I have freckles, I laugh a lot, I tell good jokes, and I have celiac disease. When I was 5 years old, I was very sick. I had diarrhea, I was moody, I had a big belly, and my clothes did not fit. So my mom took me to the doctor. The doctor said I needed some tests, but not the kind I took in school. He needed to prick my arm to get a few tubes of blood. Because my body makes new blood every day, the doctor said taking some that day was okay. It hurt just a little, but the pinch went away faster than I could say purple elephant. A few days later, the doctor called. My mom said I needed to go to the hospital for more tests. I was scared. The nurse at the hospital was very nice. She gave me pink pajamas to wear, took my temperature, and held my hand. The doctor said he was going to look at my belly. Then he gave me medicine to make me sleep. When I woke up, the test was done. That sure was an easy test. I got lots of balloons. Later on, my mom told me I have celiac disease. She said the food that I eat goes on a journey through my body. On the way, all the good things that my body needs are supposed to pass from my belly to my blood. Because I have celiac disease, my blood did not get the good stuff, and that was why I was so sick. My mom said that the disease causes a bad reaction to something called gluten, so my body had a hard time doing its job. That was why the journey from my stomach to my blood was a little messed up. She told me that gluten comes from wheat, barley, and rye. She said gluten is found in things like cookies, mac and cheese, and PB&Js. So I have to eat special foods with no gluten, and now I feel better. Special foods are not bad, just sometimes different. I still eat watermelon, yogurt, and chicken. My mom still makes me eat green beans. Yuck. I just eat some foods like cereal, bread, and pasta that are not made with gluten. We say the food is gluten-free. Now, every Saturday, we go to the health food store. My mom buys rice, flour, corn. My mom buys rice flour, corn flour, and potato flour. I buy animal crackers, cinnamon rolls, and my favorite chocolate brownies. All the stuff is marked gluten-free. Sometimes, at birthday parties, I feel a little bit weird. My mom bakes me my own gluten-free cupcakes because I can't eat the birthday cake. I just tell everyone to be as healthy as I can be, I need to eat gluten-free. After school, I like to play at Dylan's house. Dylan's dad used to forget I have celiac disease. We reminded him, but one time I had to eat fruit for dinner, lots of fruit. So now my mom packs an emergency gluten-free snack sack. At restaurants, my mom makes a fuss. She takes no chance that gluten gets in my food. Hot dog, no bun, please. What kind of ketchup? Are your fries with anything? We say we are gluten detectives. Answer the questions, please. Treats at school are tricky. On bad days, everyone but me gets cookies at snack time, so I grab for my gluten-free snack sack. On good days, the teacher calls ahead and my mom bakes some kind of cookies for me, but she uses gluten-free flour. During summer vacation, I go to camp. My mom calls the camp director, Charlie, to plan my special meals. He always says he will take good care of me, but my dad packs tons of gluten-free food anyway. Last year, I made a very big discovery. I am not the only kid who has to pack a gluten-free snack. I met a boy named Nate who has celiac disease just like me. We had all sorts of fun sharing gluten-free s'mores and camp stories, and we've been pals ever since. Because I have to do some things differently that other kids have I'm sorry. Because I have to do some things differently than other kids, having celiac disease isn't always easy. So when I feel sad or mad or alone, I tell my mom. She always makes me feel better. She reminds me that celiac disease is only a small part of who I am, and that eating like me, gluten-free, makes me special. What makes you special? The end of Eating Gluten-Free with Emily. We're almost there, boys and girls. Boys and girls, I do not own the rights to any of these books that I have read to you, but I love that we are learning together, and that's the magic of today's storytelling. Villie meets Casey Kramps in Spurville, a book about celiac disease. One day, in a little town known as Spurville, there lived a little boy named Casey Kramps. Casey was outside swinging when all of a sudden he saw something flying in the sky. Casey thought he was dreaming when the object landed and out came a creature wearing the letters GF on his shirt. Casey did not know what to do, so he started to run away as fast as he could. The creature ran after him and said, "Don't be afraid of me. My name is Villie, and I am lost. Can you help me? I was sent here to help a little boy named Casey." Casey jumped up and down and said, "I am Casey. You have found me. Why have you come to help me? And why are you wearing the letters GF on your shirt?" "Well, you see," Casey said, "Willie, I come from the gluten-free planet called Sportron." "What is gluten?" said Casey. "Gluten is something found in wheat, oats, barley, and rye. These are grains we use to make different foods such as pizza, pasta, cereal, and bread. It is in cookies, cakes, pies, and anything made with white flour. If I eat these foods, I will get very sick," said Willie. "I am sad that I can't eat those foods either," said Casey. "Willie, the doctor said, I have something called celiac disease. It sounds like you have celiac disease too. You see, Casey, I was just as sick as you a long time ago, and that is why my family moved to Sporton. All the creatures at Sportron have celiac disease, just like you and me. I have come here to help you understand your new diet. I know you are sad because you can't eat all the foods you used to eat. I felt the same way in the beginning. Willie, Casey said, I don't know what to eat. I never feel well. I always have a tummy ache and fart a lot. They are very stinky. My stomach gets big and I feel very tired. Let's see, Casey. How am I going to help you? You have something in your stomach called Villie. Healthy Villie looks bushy like my hair. Every time you eat foods with gluten, it is your Villie gets destroyed. That is why you have bad tummy aches. Let's visit your Villie now. How? Said Casey. With your belly button, said Villie. Willie whipped out his Villie Zapper, Viewer, VZV. Villie pointed to his VZV at Casey's belly and saw his Villie on the Willie's chest. Oh, hi guys. You don't look good today, said Casey. No, we are not doing well today, said his Villie. Casey, you have been feeding us the wrong food, and that is making us sick and flat. I am sorry, said Casey. I just don't know what to feed you anymore. Casey started to cry. Don't cry, Casey. You are just a little boy that must eat special foods to become healthy. What kinds of food can I eat, Willie? You can eat foods that are made from different grains like rice, soy, corn, and many different meats, fruits, and vegetables. I guess I will have to learn to eat these foods for the rest of my life. Willie Casey was so sad because his friends could eat anything they wanted. Willie, I am going to my friend's sleepover party and I don't know what I can eat there. Willie invited Casey to come into his huge spaceship. Have no fear, Casey. I will show you something that will make you feel so much better. Are you ready for your big surprise? Casey could not believe his eyes. He saw pizzas, cookies, cakes, and waffles. He was very excited to see all the gluten-free foods in the spaceship. Casey, would you like to try my pizzas and waffles? Asked Chef Willie. Oh, yes, I would, Casey exclaimed. Casey ate all the gluten-free foods and said, wow, this is so good. It tastes so delicious. As they both walked away from the spaceship, Casey said, Willie, thanks for letting me eat your gluten-free food. I feel so much better and I don't have a tummy ache. Hooray! No more stinky farts and the pain is gone too, said Casey. Let's have another look at your Villie, said Willie. Willie took out his VZV and pointed it at Casey's belly again. Hi guys, said Casey. How are you doing now? Casey's Villie were very excited. We feel great, Casey. You are finally feeding us the right foods, so now we can grow back and become healthy again. You need to eat gluten-free foods so we can have a happy and healthy life too. Casey, said Willie, come home with me to Sportron where all of the food is gluten-free and you will be able to eat anything you want. Here is a picture of Sportron. You will see that my family is very happy and healthy and lives with the celiac disease there. Just as the two of them were walking into the spaceship to take off to Sportron, Casey heard a voice calling, Casey, wake up. It is time for breakfast now. Okay, Mom, said Casey. Casey was so happy that he ate all of his waffles. Mom, said Casey, I now understand more about my special diet, that I can eat most of my favorite foods as long as they are gluten-free. Casey's mom was a little confused because she knew that Casey was sad about having celiac and his new special gluten-free diet too. Casey, I am so proud of you and glad that you are happy again, said his mother. Casey looked out the window and gave Willie a thumbs up as he left for Sportland in his spaceship. Casey said to himself, I hope I see you again someday, Willie. Casey, Mom yelled, get ready for your gluten-free picnic this afternoon. When Casey arrived at the picnic with his mom, he saw other boys and girls just like him eating gluten-free pizzas, cakes, and cookies. He knew from that moment on that everything was going to be just great. Now Casey knows that dreams can come true. There he is at his gluten-free picnic. All right, we have one last one, boys and girls. Celia's Coeliac story. Celia Crocodile felt poorly and sad. She didn't know why, but she felt really bad. She hadn't been well and was feeling so sick. She felt sickly and yucky and just really ick. Sometimes she felt tired and so very weary. She was anxious and worried and often got teary. Sometimes her tummy would rumble and ache. She could not even eat her mom's special cake. Her throat was so sore and red ulcers were showing. She got moody and cranky. Her skin was not glowing. Her lovely green scales were turning quite gray. That's it, said her mom to the doctor today. So they popped down the road to see Dr. Croc, the very clever crocodile with rather odd socks. Celia will need a blood test, Dr. Croc said. Now off home with you and straight to your bed. Later that week, Celia's blood test was due. She was so brave she didn't get one sticker but two. Nurse Quack kindly told her, you may feel a bit queasy. Mom will look after you, so you just take it easy. A few days later, the telephone rang. Hello, Mrs. C. It's receptionist Tang. Celia's blood test results are here. Go see Dr. Croc and all will be clear. So off they went to see Dr. Croc, the very clever crocodile with rather odd socks. Ah, do come in, he said with a brilliant smile. We must get you better. You've had this for a while. Dr. Croc looked at Celia. You've got Coeliac. You've had a nasty reaction to gluten attack. What's gluten? Asked Celia, confused and scared. Dr. Croc smiled kindly, his teeth all bared. Gluten is a protein found in many different grains. It helps to bind food together, but for you, it's a pain. Your body tried fighting the gluten inside, but it needs some help from our gluten-free guide. What you need now is help from Miss Newitt. She wears big round glasses and is very astute. She will tell you all about the right foods to eat so we can all help you get back on your feet. Miss Newitt told Celia about foods she could eat and what to avoid, like barley and wheat. There were lots of great tips and points to share about cooking safely and being aware. Celia's mind was blank, but she felt a bit cheery. Now she could get better and not feel so weary. Miss Newitt was very helpful about the situation and said that celiac disease is a long-time condition, a lifelong condition. Celia and Dad then popped to the store. There was so much choice that Celia was in awe. They filled up their basket and paid at the till. It was all so exciting, such a big thrill. When Celia got home, she said, "Mom, can we bake?" They made gluten-free muffins and chocolate cake. Over time, Celia felt less tired and weary. She wasn't anxious or worried and didn't get teary. At school, Celia told all her teachers and friends. They were happy to hear she was now on the mend. Now her poor tummy didn't rumble or ache. At last, she could eat some gluten-free cake. Soon it was Celia's birthday, and she was turning 6. There were balloons, bouncy castles, and even magic tricks. Everyone had such a wonderful day, including Celia. Hip, hip, hooray. The end of Celia's celiac story. Boys and girls, we read 4 books here, all about celiac disease and a gluten-free life. It is Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. It is the first day of 2022, and I wanted to share all of these books with you because there are friends and family out there with celiac disease that need for us to understand that they need to have gluten-free. Anytime you see that sign that says gluten-free, you know it's because it's helping someone not have a tummy ache and feel blue and go through all that celiac disease puts you through. People with celiac disease are just like us. There's nothing different about them except the way that their body handles celiac. Whew. It's been my pleasure to share these with you, boys and girls. I learn along with you. Like I said in the beginning, when my daughter was in preschool, only one child had celiac disease. Now she's in college, and there are many people and many friends that have celiac disease. So it's growing and it's changing, and so are we. We are learning, we are loving, and we are sometimes laughing. I wanted to wear blue because I know how much someone with celiac disease feels very, very blue whenever they eat something that doesn't agree with them. So these books are dedicated to you in hopes that you no longer feel blue, because now we have friends that kind of understand what we're going through. I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye, boys and girls. Happy New Year. Of course, you had to see this headband. Oh yeah, it's glue. It's gluten-free. twirling into the new year and learning all about celiac disease, living a gluten-free life, and helping our friends not to feel so blue, but feel better like me and you. Bye.